market gets nasty, right, they always try to put a little pump on the thing. We have to always be mindful that we are still in a big bull market. We just are really retesting, right? We're just retesting the breakout spot for the most part. So even though it feels nasty yesterday, we have to always keep the big picture in mind of really what's happening with the market. Yes, we've got some short-term volatility. Yes, things were nasty yesterday, but also yesterday was what? I would say it was the best trading day, in terms of trends in the last 4, 5, 6 months, right? There was play after plays yesterday, and that's what we want to see, right? Both to the long and short side. So very pleased with the price action of the market right now. And you could see yesterday, the Qs was just reacting around the VWAP. Every pop was getting faded. And what we need to do is really watch how this opening kind of weakness handles. Do we come back here and make a double bottom? If we make a double bottom, then, we may curl back higher. Remember that the other day, the market gapped down a lot and then came down to support and just ramped back higher. What will happen today? We don't know, right? We just trade the price action. We just also have to take a breath and remember that, we're like 2-3% from still all-time highs. So, even though we've pulled back, we haven't really pulled back that much. The SPY is now sitting on its 50 SMA too. So, that's one of the things that, tells me, like, I can't get too aggressive on the short side with the SPY sitting on the 50 SMA. That's going to, that's a tough one, especially when you got, kind of testing the lower Bollinger Band. You still got a little bit of downside, like these SMAs don't always just hold to the penny. But we are getting near some support. So, always draw out your levels. And then, like, mentally, when you're watching the market, like, mentally keep it, keep them on. Like, I won't keep the chart of the SPY or the QQQs up all day because, frankly, it's just distracting. But what I want to do is really mentally just have an idea of, like, where the key levels are. That way, as I'm trading, I'm kind of able to dance around them and do what I got to do. Let's take a look at some of the gappers. So there's actually some good ones today. This NVTA is busting below it's busting below some MAs over here. I think you got room down to about 16 on this thing. You're already starting to see, pre-market, a nice kind of trend developing. The thing will be on this is obviously, the more volume it has, the better. If you're going to get like that MYL type of move, like this thing did 50 million shares of volume. You can see like those 2 million share candles. That's like real selling, right? That's real selling. So we'll have to see. We don't necessarily know, but if the stock starts to ORB and you start to really see those candles start to fire off, then that'll give you a telltale sign that this thing's got some juice to it. This INGN is, and by the way, this thing used to be $300, so who knows how much lower it can go. But you're breaking out of its trend line over here, and we're gonna open up really from like back down to levels from 2017. So, we've got a nice kind of breakdown over here. You've been nice pre-market trender for the most part. The issue on this one, I think, is going to be that, it's already down about 30%. Typically, when we do the gap down shorts, like if it's down like $1, $2, $3, we tend to do pretty well on them. But statistically, like when they open down like $20, $30, sometimes you get like a quick shred like in the first 5 minutes, and then they just chop around and squeeze you and then break back under the VWAP, then pop back over, and you keep just kind of trying to shred it back to the downside, but it may not want to. So we'll have to really make sure that we got a picture perfect pattern on that one. Otherwise, it's going to be tricky. This TWOU, man, if this thing is shred under 45, I think this one's got some room to fall here. You don't see really any price action coming back from the beginning of 2017. My worry on this one is going to be the liquidity. It normally only does like 500, 600,000 shares in volume. How does it fire off in the morning? If it starts firing off at like say 500, 600,000 in the first 15 minutes, that'll tell me that it's at least liquid enough to play. And then if I ORB under 45, that's when I'm really kind of getting into this one. Like, I won't try to take this one just to take it. Like, I need to see, right? I got to see that nice shred start to develop on this one. Trip, I give this one a B minus because it is gapping down, but it's kind of in no man's land. If it had busted below 50, I would have been really much more, I would have turned this into a B plus or an A minus. But because like you're below the trend line, but now you're just kind of in this sandwich zone. The sandwich zone is like the worst zone, right? You know, you're just in there. You know, you're the ham in the middle. I think this thing really going to need to get under 50 to get going. It could though. You know, you never know with these type of things. It looks like, you know, they had revenues miss street. So watch this 50 mark. If we get below, I think we can try this one for an ORB. Now historically, we've tried a short trip on some gap down plays before. Mixed bag. You know, I've been trading this stock for almost damn decade, it seems like. Look at that thing. You know, from up and down. So it doesn't move that well on gap down day, so that's why I kind of give it a B minus. AVLR looks really, really nice. AVLR is busting out the all-time highs here, which is awesome. 40 million share float. It's in the software application space, so that's a good space. And the other thing that I like about this is actually a recent IPO, right? 2018 issues, so it's a newer stock. It's not a recent IPO like it just came out, 10 days ago, like Pins, but it opened up in 2018. The float's pretty low on this, and you're in the right sector. So you got like a nice kind of perfect storm of things going. It's starting to creep its way pre-market, so that's good. The issue on this one, of course, that we'll have to just be really mindful of is what's the liquidity like? You know, it's only got 50,000 shares going right now, pre-market. Some of the best ones are going to do in the hundreds of thousands, but this is not like a widely followed name, so that may be part of it. A lot of times, though, this type of thing, they can shred off like right at the open. So just be mindful of that, and I think this one's got a chance, especially if the market holds up. Let's talk about, screw that one. Let's look at some day two plays. I want you to still keep TVIX on the watch list. Man, we had some nice trades in this thing yesterday. I missed the end of day shredder, but we had some other ones in this that actually worked out pretty well. You can see the old high on this, like 33, 37. So it's got room to run. You're getting all sorts of action. You're getting all sorts of action already in the pre-pre. So you can see the range on this goes from 25.75, 28.75, back to 26.75. So you've already got $3 move, $2 move, back up $1. So you already moved $6 pre-market up and down. That's what I want to see, right? I want to be able to trade stocks that have the ability to move up and down aggressively. The big thing with TVIX is going to be like, does it come in and does it take out, the previous day's highs? It's still a ways away, but that's where, I'll be really a lot more mindful of where it's going to go. It just went red to green, basically. So that's, a positive. I was hoping for it to stay weak and then us hit the red to green, but doesn't look like that's in the cards for us. What can we do? I got this MYL on watch for a potential day two. This thing got shredded yesterday on 50 million shares in volume. My thinking is that if we can get the SSR will be on it. If this thing can kind of squeeze closer to, 23, even if it got jammed at 22.50, 23, I think we would get a nice like second day rollover on this. Momo is another one we need to keep on our watch list because China stocks obviously are in play with the trade talks. This thing was just getting smoked out yesterday, and it moved really clean, right? I mean, you would have to be, this thing moved really, really clean. So you got the volume, the liquidity, and it's in the right sector in case the market starts to roll over and we need to short some Chinas. I think that one's the one to go. ITRI is another one that looks really, really good. You had a big breakout, closed near high of day. If the market was down like 500 points at some point yesterday, if you're going to close, near high of day, even with the market getting smoked out, that's something that's really, really bullish. So keep that on the list. And then I think BYD at this point is just kind of a daily trader for us till it gets to maybe about 100 or so. It'll look extended for a few days. That's okay. The range on this is it's just one of those things. Any kind of big dips on this, I think that, we're able to shred this thing on any type of, big dip or any type of VWAP holds, the stock works out really well. Denny, what are you watching today? Good. Sedage too. Yeah, I think we can add Sedage. So I got a level drawn over here. That's like the flat top breakout from yesterday. So when we have class, right, we talk about day-long consolidation plays. Like where if you break HODs, like after it's been consolidating for the whole day, it's a trigger. The same thing, the day-long consolidation play does extend into the next day. So if you've got a level, say at 54.50, and you extend it to the next day, you break over it at the open, that can be a trade and a trigger that you can take. So you don't even have to wait for an ORB on something like that, where you would have like a 3-candle hold. If you come in and break that day-long consolidation, it's like playing the pattern from the previous day. So you can come and take that even on first candle if the thing starts to shred. So that's the main list for now. Keep all the inverse ETFs and stuff on the list too, just in case, because when the market gets wild, man, you can have like just a bag of ETFs and still play the range, right? Like this thing with 32% yesterday. That's what we want to see. That's good range. And so you got one task, you kind of coming up, watch this thing around that, 29-ish. That'd be kind of like your third test over there. I think we're going to have ourselves a little fun. Boyo, what are you watching today? Ernie, how you doing? Danny, I was watching the EA, and I didn't put it on my list because, it is looking pretty strong. But then, yeah, you have the 200 SMA kind of right over it. So, I didn't want to long this thing. But, yeah, who knows? It could be a short, but you would really need to see, like, an awesome short setup to get this thing going. Man, this BYND's already creeping pre-market, guys. So, just keep an eye on it. When it goes, and it goes fast. It doesn't always like to wait. It's got no manners. Berg, hey, Carlo, how are you, brother? Get boss up. Yeah, you can play something like this, $5 million market cap. So the float on this is going to be like $2 million. You're already starting to see over 1 million shares traded in the pre-pre. That's something I think you can put on your watch list too. All right, so let's go do what we do, guys. A lot of action in the market. Just be patient with your setup. It's really easy when the market gets volatile to just sit there and try to hit everything and be a jumping bean. I was doing that a little bit yesterday too, where I was just being a little bit of a jumping bean because there were so many damn hot setups, right? So pick your spots, and I think you guys are going to be good. Good luck, everybody. Trade well.